Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Now, South Africa needs to invest more in productive infrastructure to boost its economy. Can you tell us about that statement?
Yes, the presidency held a symposium this week, and the economists and bankers who came through said there's just one way to get a V recovery in your economy, and that's to invest in productive infrastructure and more productive infrastructure. But you've got to be very cautious about what you pay for your money. And this must be very, very transparent, because to overpay now will mean what they said in the budget, that the hippo will continue to eat our grandchildren's inheritance because we will put ourselves badly into debt going forward. So the infrastructure and productive infrastructure way of getting the economy going is one that seems to have consensus, not only in South Africa amongst the funders and the economists, but also globally amongst the World Bank and the IMF and all the other big players. And already we could see the new development bank that was present there is giving funds to us, giving us $1 billion. Of course, that's small at the moment, but it's all about not investing in bricks and mortar at the moment, because those banks, the multilateral banks, are virtually always focused on infrastructure investment. That's when they will give you the money. But they're having to give money now, not for infrastructure as a start, but for health, just to protect us out of this. And then, of course, we're going to have to look bigger and start moving. They named 88 projects. The disappointment was that they never gave an insight into what those projects were. And when they talk of transparency, I think they need to do that as a matter of urgency. Give us parts of the list or all the lists so we can see where they believe that productive investment can come into infrastructure. But infrastructure is the word at the moment, and we need to go for it.
And China has become a net importer of vanadium. Can you tell us about that?
You know, vanadium is an incredible metal, and we sit here and host the best grade and the biggest quantity. Yet it doesn't make the headlines enough. Platinum does dominate the headlines, and even with that, it hasn't lifted the price. But platinum group metals together, of course, are doing well. We need to get vanadium in the spotlight, because that can really do enormous things for us. Because while you are investing in infrastructure, the private sector must still be going full on its own, particularly mining, to get projects going, to expand, so that we can start entering the world with innovation. And vanadium can give you that innovation. And Bushveld Minerals, reporting this week that China has become a net importer of vanadium. That's very, very important, because how are we going to store this clean energy? We're going to need to have energy storage. That energy storage can be provided by vanadium flow batteries, which are amazing. They're long lasting. And the way you fund them is interesting, because you could possibly rent the vanadium rather than sell it outright, just to get these projects going. And Bushveld Minerals, we need to shine a light on that, because it's got an integrated policy. So it doesn't just mine, but it makes, and it produces, and it does things with the vanadium electrolytes. So that can be very beneficial to South Africa as the world is looking intensely into electricity storage, particularly the storage of electricity that's clean. Even Eskom is putting out a tender now for 1,200 megawatts of energy storage. And that will be doubled and trebled and multiplied by all the other countries in the world. And we sit here on this vanadium. We need to really fly that flag high and start promoting what vanadium can do to the new energy economy of the world.
And lastly, one positive of COVID-19 is that it could be a catalyst for the hydrogen economy to take off.
Yes, COVID-19 is such a dreaded disease. It's caused so many problems. But what it has done is it's made people want clean air. They are demanding clean air. And even over Sky last night, the people were saying, we want to keep this clean air. And to keep that clean air, we've got to get rid of burning things over and mining them, which is a big carbon footprint, and then just burning them and putting particulates into the air and putting emissions into the air. And we need a new era of clean skies energy, and people are demanding it. not only in stationary production of electricity, but in mobile production with the cars. They're demanding it. They're seeing these clear skies and they want them to stay. And platinum is something that can help enormously in this, because it not only can be a really valuable storage, long-term storage of renewable energy itself, but it also is able to get those cars going along the roads and the trucks going along the roads in a way that is better for Mother Earth, much, much better. And this is what people are looking at. And so we suddenly see a new focus on hydrogen and how it can be used. And when you see hydrogen, see platinum group metals, because it's not only the fuel cell that the platinum can go into, particularly the PEM fuel cell, which is the fuel cell of choice, but it's also the PEM electrolyzer. And that converts seawater and dirty water into hydrogen, for instance. We need to promote this whole chain, the whole hydrogen chain, because it's of such benefit to South Africa. And we see that the bigger companies are doing that. We see that the Public Investment Corporation of South Africa, Africa's biggest asset fund manager, they are involved now with this venture capital company, AP. Other companies like Mitsubishi also involved. So when you get those big players there, hopefully the spotlight will be shone on this, but also it must be shone in South Africa. So we have part of this V-shaped recovery that we're yearning for, because if we don't have a V-shape and we wait for ages for this economy to recover, it's going to be a problem. But if you innovate and put all the ideas into a basket, this is the sort of thing that the banks will fund, because it brings in this new innovative era of clean air and climate change mitigation.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.